If you're a dog owner here in Ankeny, you know you want a dog that's a joy to be around, whether you're at home or out in our community. This guide is going to walk you through everything you need to know to find the perfect local trainer to help you get there. So here's our plan. We'll start with what life with a dog in Ankeny is really like. Then talk about what makes a trainer great. After that, we'll look at different training programs, cover the costs you can expect, and finish up with a super handy checklist for you to use before hiring anyone. All right, let's start with the big picture. Why training is so important for the life our dogs lead right here in Ankeny. I mean, think about it. You want a dog who can walk calmly down the prairie trail without yanking your arm off, right? Or one that can handle the crowds at a community event, or just chill out by your feet at a pet-friendly spot. Good training makes all these everyday Anky moments so much more enjoyable and way less stressful for everybody. So how do you actually spot a great trainer? Well, it really starts with understanding their methods and making sure they have the right qualifications. The approach you'll hear about most, and for good reason, is positive reinforcement. Instead of using force or intimidation, this method is all about rewarding the behavior you want to see. It's not only humane, but it's incredibly effective, and it does wondrous for strengthening the trust between you and your dog. Okay, so what do all these letters after a trainer's name actually mean? Think of them as different levels of expertise. A certification like CPD-TKA shows a trainer has a really solid, tested foundation in training skills. But if you're dealing with more complex issues like serious anxiety or aggression, you might look for an advanced certification like CBCCKA, which means they have specialized knowledge in behavior modification. Next up, let's look at the different ways training is offered. This will help you pick the format that really suits your dog and what you're hoping to achieve. The two most common options you'll find are group classes and private sessions. Group classes, they're fantastic for teaching your dog to focus when other dogs and people are around, a skill that's absolutely essential for public places. Private training, on the other hand, is perfect for tackling issues that happen right at home, like barking at the delivery driver or jumping on guests when they walk in. Then there's the board and train option, where your dog actually stays with a trainer for a while. This can definitely speed up progress, but here's the key. You have to be involved. A really good program will include detailed sessions with you to teach you how to maintain all that training once your dog comes back home. Let's talk about the investment. Getting a handle on the typical costs in our area will help you figure out what to budget. Just as a starting point, a single private lesson here in the Ankeny area is usually going to fall somewhere in this range. It's a good benchmark to have in mind when you start looking at different trainers and their packages. And here's the bigger picture. You can see that puppy classes are a pretty affordable way to get started. At the other end, those immersive board and train programs are a much bigger investment because they involve round-the-clock care and daily intensive training. Generally, the price is going to reflect a trainer's experience and how much one-on-one attention your dog gets. All right, you've looked at your options, you've got a budget in mind. Let's move on to the final and maybe most important step, your pre-hire checklist. This will make sure you make the right call. Before you sign up for anything, always have a chat with the trainer first. You'll want to confirm they use positive methods, ask about their background, and really understand how they're going to tailor a plan for your dog. And definitely make sure you're clear on how you'll be involved and what the total cost is. That conversation is so important for making sure it's a good match. Part of being a responsible owner, and something any good trainer will remind you of, is knowing the local rules. Here in Ankeny and Polk County, dogs have to be on a leash in public unless you're in a designated dog park. A current rabies vaccine is required by state law, and it's also good to know that excessive barking can actually become a formal nuisance complaint. And hey, once you start training, you're going to get homework, so you'll need some great local spots to practice all those new skills. The Ankeny and Otter Creek dog parks are awesome for working on recall in a safe, fenced-in area. And for practicing polite leash walking with distractions like bikers and joggers, the high trestle and prairie trail systems are just perfect. So there you have it. When you put it all together, understanding the training methods, the credentials, the costs, and knowing the right questions to ask, you're totally prepared to find the perfect professional for you and your dog. Choosing the right trainer really is the first step to a more enjoyable life together. With a well-trained dog, you'll be able to enjoy everything Ankeny has to offer, from calmer walks in the neighborhood to more relaxing visits with friends and family. And all the while, you'll be building an even deeper, more trusting bond with your best friend.